Hello everybody, welcome in to the first time I've done these presentations in quite a while. So, as I stated before when I initially prompted this idea to you all, I will be looking at everything you submitted with absolutely zero biases. You could have submitted a character I personally know, but I will only rate your presentation based off of what you specifically tell me in it. So for example, I saw a couple of people submitted a couple of Limbus characters. I know who you're talking about. I'm going to read this presentation like I have no idea who you're telling me about. I'm only going on based off of what you specifically tell me. Wouldn't it be really funny if I just reused my previous fish presentation? That would have been a real throwback, you know? More fish. Oh shit. Yeah, did you forget about that part? I'm looking at this completely unobjectively. You have to sell me on this character. There was a fish presentation? There was, like, a long while back. We did a presentation on your favorite fish, and you had to sell me on your favorite fish. Well, I guess I fucked up. We had to see specifically how you fucked up then. I'm going in order of submission, by the way. I'm going in submission order, so I will start with the Don Quixote presentation from Coffee Cup. Then I will go to Nats, then Gregory's, then Dragons, then Snares, then a No, then finally Nuzzes. So I'm going to give this a, rating system for every single one based on how well you sold the character to me and how well the presentation was put together. I'll say you on those 2 ratings out of 10. I'll get the, the little text boxes to tell me exactly what specifically I'm feeling. Hello, Flappy Fiona. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Got here just in time. We just started the, We just started. We're gonna be doing presentations today. So everybody submitted presentations about their favorite character. Now, even if it's a character I know, I'm looking at it completely unobjectively. I will only be going based off of what they tell me and your attempt to sell me on a character. Even if I know who they are, I'm only basing it off of what you specifically tell me. And it's gonna be fun. We have quite a few to get through. So I'm going to give them the best ratings I can and try and get the most out of each of them for what I really can learn about these characters, you know? What you tell me. Alright. Shall we start then? Since they don't know how long these are and I do have quite a few to get through, I think I will just jump kind of straight into it. I'm gonna go here, and then I am going to very quickly pull up my, small little, scoreboard that I'm gonna make right here and now. Okay. What was the, okay, hold on. I'm trying to think of a way to shorten these. Okay. Okay, cool. Actually, I can shorten this one. Presentation. There you go. Okay. Hello, Moonlit. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. We just got started. I'm just putting up a little thing on screen to show my ratings. Oh, hello, King Shrimper. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Was that hold on. Okay, no. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, thank you for the hydration thing. How's it going today? It's going alright so far. We just started with, with the presentations. We are currently going to be going through all of them that were submitted, and I am very excited to see what people have to say. Okay. First one up is why Don Quixote is a beautifully silly written character. Sinner number 3. Okay. Identities: Don Quixote. In nearly all the IDs Don Quixote, there is a happy go-free child in each. I love this side of Quixote. Furthermore, it also the more serious side of Quixote. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading it. I also love. This is beautiful because it helps illustrate how Quixote isn't a flat character, and can actually be normal, implying how. Okay. Throughout the main story of Limbus Company, Don Quixote begins showing clear signs of restraint after being confronted by Virgilius. Though I am unable to provide a clear example because of spoiler reasons, rest assured it is very adorable. It also serves as redemption for all the injustice placed against her. Okay. Very good image selection for what you're talking about. Okay. Alright, what's the next slide? Canto 7, non-spoiler. Okay, Canto 7 is probably the biggest turnaround for Don Quixote we have ever witnessed with a masterpiece of a conclusion. The story and revelation within this canto melted many people's hearts and was reminiscent of Sinclair's canto. Okay. Famous Don Quixote, famous quotes, Don Quixote, Limbus Company. Okay. Beach volleyball. Okay. Manager Square. To where hast thou disappeared? I can't do the screaming. I'm sorry. The biggest challenge of this stream is Aurora's reading ability. It really is. I'm trying my best. Orange. Okay. So far what I've gathered from what you've told me is silly character, but also serious, not serious, heartfelt character, but silly. Thank you for your time. Okay. If that's, and this should click me, yep, that's as far as it goes. Okay. I have to go back through that again a second time just to regather my thoughts. I think with my, okay. Silly character with layers. Yep, that's pretty much what I think I got from it as well. Like an onion, exactly. And Slayers, the silly layers. Oh my god. Alright, next time we gotta submit a Slayer presentation. Slayer Guilty Gear. You know what it is. I have to see him. But, okay. I think you did a, my rating thing isn't on screen yet, is it? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Okay, cool. Thank you for the 1 bit. I think you missed a slide. Okay, if I missed a slide, I will go back and look. For now, I'm just pulling this up and putting it like here. The color is not right. It's going to make it hard. Okay. Hard to read. What about like a pure white? Okay, that's a bit tough even still. If I like slide it down here maybe? In this corner. Okay, cool. Alright. If I missed a slide, I'm gonna quickly, oh, there's this one here as well. Oh, okay, never mind. Perfect, wonderful. If I had to give any specific rating, I think you did a excellent job with the looks of the presentation. That's the one thing the first part of it I'm gonna break down. You did a good job with formatting, with using like different fonts and different, like even just like the border around this, and how well put together it is for what you did. So I think on the presentation side of things, you did very well. For how well you sold me on the character, I have to think. you did mention that this is in fact a silly character, and I am always quite a big fan of sillier characters. So that's already kind of a plus for me personally. I like the quote slide as well. It helped give more weight to how specifically goofy this character is. I'll probably give it like... If I could spoil it, there would have been 2 more slides of text. Well, based off of what I heard from this, for this character I've never seen before, and only in this presentation, I will probably give your selling of the character maybe around... Probably like I'm thinking like either 8 or 9. I'm thinking like... I'll give it like an 8. I feel like, I know that you couldn't, that for some reasons, there's stuff you couldn't specifically give, like, explain. But I think out of what you did, I think it's worth around 8 on selling character. Presentation looks is about a 9. I'm gonna leave it a bit open-ended on any 10s for now, because we just started, and I don't want to be too generous, not this early. But generally, you did a wonderful job. I know just a little bit about this very silly character. I could definitely get it across from the quotes. Oh god. Let's go, my luck strikes again. Absolutely wonderful. Alright. Next one up. Go here, go here. Okay. And then I'm going to grab this, pull this out to here. Go here. Okay. Next one is presenting the Virus can go here without covering anything. Okay, wonderful. Hold on. I'll get smaller just for you. Thank you for the box. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to stick to this box as best as I can. Okay. I don't know. Oh god, I'm gonna have to pronounce this. The Herta, I'm guessing, by Nat. She's E6 season 1. With one loss, 50-50. She loves me. Okay. Oh, so far, I like the look of the character you're showing off to me today. Yep, it's phonetic. Okay, cool. But let's see who this is. Okay. Reasons why Herta is awesome. She's lesbian with her fellow scientist. Both have acoustic riz, but different flavors. You know, okay. That, what's it? Good opening. Making sure to show the important details first. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a thing. These are official. Oh, really? Okay. Nice. Behold, peak 1, character trailer. Geniuses in the universe. Okay. Hello, confused. Welcome in. Okay. I'll give it a watch. Of the background of Nefer now has all been black. Yeah. Doubled BGM is there now. Oh, right. I don't have, okay. There you go. That's gonna be better. Alright. Okay, cool. I have to raise the volume a little bit on this. Like, around there. Yep, okay, cool.
Thank you for making time in your busy schedules to gather here. We have only a single purpose. Ensure Herta City remains free for all eternity. Now, let the noble creator witness your achievement.
I feel like I've heard this voice actress before. I feel like I've heard her before. I don't know why. My brain, like, immediately started trying to recognize who that was.
Centralization. You want to sort the herders into different
Or at least,
ways?
I don't know if I know this voice actress.
Geniuses love stabbing each other in the back.
I like how goofy it is so far.
Oh, I heard a virtual idol project. This thing's really lasted 10 Ember eras. Maybe by optimizing it. No copyright? Next. In this circus now, everyone! That Madam Herda is a fake! Fake? Really? Haven't any of you noticed? Her style is totally different from ours. It's true.
Oh, they're all dolls. I didn't even notice that until a second ago. With the doll hand. Oh, apparently she's the same VA as Biken. Oh, really?
This story isn't
That was nowhere near where my brain went, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think Biken. For some reason, my brain went Adventure Time. That's where my brain went for her. I don't know. I thought I heard this voice actress at Adventure Time, and I wasn't specifically sure why. Apparently, this same VA is Biken. Yeah, Patty Matterson, I see. Because, yeah, my brain went Princess Bubblegum for the first few seconds. Adventure Time mention? Yeah, right? I don't know. At the very start, it reminded me of Bubblegum a little bit. I liked how chaotic this was. Oh, this is Honkai. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was a different... I thought it was I thought it was Genshin instead, but it is Honkai. Okay. And yes, I see what you mean by that being official art now. All right. I know I didn't read this. I forgot about this part halfway through. I realized I read this part, but I was looking at her. And both are Hoyo, so it's close enough. I mean, like, A for effort, right? I get some points there. Alright. Behold, Peak 2, animated short. Hreda Magic Kitchen. Oh, this is a new slide. Okay. I don't know if... Oh, no, this is a new slide. Okay. Right. There's more slides after this. I will give this a look in a minute. I would like to at least finish the rest of what you have out, I think. Because I know you still have... What's it? You have more slides there, I saw. Besides just the videos you had linked. Anyways, you've been lied to. This presentation is actually just an excuse to gush about my love of witch hats. You know, I should have expected this. Okay. Oh, you made... Aw, thank you. Hold on, I'll shrink down. Oh, and okay. Wow, look, who are these two at the bottom? I wonder. I wonder who these two at the bottom are. They look cool, you know. I think I would like these two. I feel it in my soul. So how well, thank you for listening to me yap. I love witch hats. They're so pretty. Was this presentation an excuse to talk about Herta and witch hats? And watch the Herta video again? Yes. Okay. Overall, I think for presentation look, I'm going to, if the last one was a 9, which was like very well formatted, I'm gonna give you about, I'll give you like a 7 on formatting. I think that one's fair. Because you did have things well lined out for me to fit in spots, like down here, and you made it so that there's always nothing at the bottom corner, and outlined that, which was very nice. I think it fits around there. I think... Yeah, no, I think every other tiny thing is just kind of like tiny bits of... Weirdly enough, my brain has a specific... As somebody who has had to make a lot of slides when I was younger, text to image spacing was always something for me, with like this being so close. This one is, I don't want to, I already saw this one. But yeah, like, just the ones that are like just an inch away is probably like one of the reasons why it's around a 7. But I think you did a very good job on presenting it. The actual selling of the character, I'd say I liked the inclusion of not just images, but also the videos as well. They helped push towards me going from not knowing who this character is to having a bit of an idea. But my only reason why I'm probably going to stick at around the same mark of an 8 for this one is because the videos were nice. However, you sold me on the character for the first half, and then changed tune to sell me on witch hats for the second. So, I think, if you had committed to one thing or the other, it would have probably went a little bit higher, but you did 2 in 1. And I think, it sits at an 8 for me with that setup, You had to really commit to me on why this is the best character ever of all time. No regrets, pretty lady and pretty hat. Completely fair. I think generally 8 and 7 is where I'm thinking for this one. Okay. Next one up in our list is going to be Gregory's, who did, I'm going to pull it out here. Hello, where did that pull out to? Where did this go? Hello, where did this, is it gone? Oh no, it's on my, is it on my, no, that one's not on. Okay, I'm gonna reopen it and then just drag it all the way here and then do that. Okay, I think I put it on my, drawing tablet screen, which is currently turned off, so that's why I couldn't see it. Okay. I'm going to take this one here, I'm going to go here, I am going to drag this in here. Okay. Aurora's box. Okay, why'd you make the box so small, huh? Here, just for you, I'll shrink, okay? Look at that. Okay, fine. BGM reminder, by the way, right. Okay. Just for you, Gregory, I did it. Hoof, okay. Tomomo, the magical girl of miracles. Okay. What is, Tomomo? Magic Tomo-chan is the premier final boss in all of gaming history. How could you not know? Was it not obvious? She takes all she takes all that makes a final boss good, makes it even better, more challenging, emotional, and fun while removing the bad at the same time. You could say that she is perfect in the purest form. Many characters say that she's not up to scratch and is only a mid-boss at most, but they are completely wrong. There's already someone else who has been given the title of mid-boss anyway. Why does everyone else have boxes other than me? Even if if everyone included a box for her, I think I'm going to wait. That message disappeared before I finished reading it. Okay. I think I'm gonna get a lot of my points docked. It also depends on the size of the box too. I'm so tiny this time. Okay. Many characters she's not up to scratch, and is only a mid-boss at most, but they're completely wrong. There's already someone else who is given the title of mid-boss anyway. Okay. Magic Tomo-chan is a true maho shoujo, is true maho shoujo. Truly magical. Hence the outfit and her unique looking mop-shaped magical staff that wipes out the competition. I don't think I need to explain much more. She is the culmination of game and story design. There is nothing more left to be seen in this world. No more joy can be found in life, for the world is now only 100% orange juice forever. Alright. Wow, you're going to experience the overwhelming violence of a magical girl. Tomomo is a magical girl, one of the 6 sweet gods, and the creator, of the world of 100% orange juice. She is the Demon King, the final boss, the Sweet Eater, and numerous other imitating nouns. Okay. Tomomo is an overweight, lazy, and depressed office worker, cursed to become a magical girl, while already in her mid-20s. She created the world of 100% orange juice out of loneliness, for she lacks a girlfriend, boyfriend, or general friend. Tomomo is regularly mocked by Kai, the protagonist, for being too old to be a magical girl, for being somewhat pathetic, among other things. Tomomo likes whipped cream and dislikes vegetables. Okay. Nice. Full art slide. I just want to lounge around and, doing nothing, Tomomo. Tomomo gains powers and motivation by consuming sweets. In particular, the miracle red bean ice cream allows her to transform into an even more powerful magical girl, known as the Sweet Eater. Okay. Alright, I'll go burn everyone to ashes. Jeez. Tomomo deserves love. The demon, oh my god. Oh, we're excited page too. Okay, I didn't expect that one. You know what? Fair enough. I think I'm making myself larger. You made me too small. I should take up more of the screen. Okay. I think you did a good job on selling me the character. I will give this. I appreciated how very committed you were to explaining every tiny little detail about this character. But the size of the box and the presentation look, I might have to give this one probably around a 6 for look, but a 9 for character selling, I think. Generally 6 for look because I appreciated a lot of the like slides like this one and the slides like these images and text combination slides, where there was enough to get an idea about who you're explaining, while also something to go along with it. I did appreciate those. I think, what's it? The size of the box was entirely so that Tomomo was leering at you in slide 3. Wait, really? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. Wait, like leering at me, because what? If I was like up here, maybe she was like looking over my head. I think I'll sit at these 2 ratings. I have a general idea of who this character is now. I know who you were trying to explain to me. Yeah, she's looking down on you. I'm taller. Hold on. I'm like, look, see, I'm taller. I'm too tall to even fit on the screen. How she can't look down at me? Not even real. Sorry, that's a point, Doc. She can't look down at me. Me, of all people, looking down at me? God, how could she? Point, dog. Banned. Gone. Okay. Anyways, I think I'm generally happy with these ratings. I think you did. I think the presentation, it's nice, but I'm also comparing it to the other presentations I've also seen, which also put, like, they put some, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, we started off very strong with actual presentation, you know? So I'm taking just a look at everything from kind of like an accumulative rating as we go down this list, you know? Next one, though, is, okay. By Dragon Fruit for Kara is peak writing. Okay. I am going to shrink a little bit, because that's... Okay. Alright. Kara is peak writing, a presentation by Dragonfruit. Undertale spoilers, but also it's been almost 10 years now. If you haven't played Undertale yet, what are you doing? You know, real. As somebody who hasn't played Undertale, I already know everything about the game, so there's no point. Listen, okay, I didn't play the game because before I even bought it, I already knew, like, I already knew every little thing about the game because I had watched people play it on loop for so long. I was already obsessed with it before I even played it. My time before having, and before I could even buy the game. Oh god. Okay. Alright. Context. Kara is the first human to fall into the underground. It's likely they jumped to the end of their own life, but survived the fall. Okay. I played it now, before I already knew everything. Yeah, I was the same way. Context. They were found and adopted by the Dreamer family, raised in a much better home than was likely on the surface. They clearly loved their new family as to show the different gifts they made for them and how Asriel describes them. And then down here, in a pink hand-knit sweater that says Mr. Dad Guy. Wonderful. But then Kara had an idea. They wanted to do something to make their family proud and free the monsters from the underground. So they devised a plan to get themselves sick to death by eating buttercups, a toxic flower. And of Asriel Dreamer, their adoptive brother, absorbed their soul to cross the barrier and gather the next 6 souls to break it. When Kara finally passed after suffering themselves, Asriel attempted the next part of the plan and absorbed their soul to cross the barrier. The two as one, they carried Kara's body to a human village. The residing humans believed that Asriel had killed the child and attacked, but Asriel resisted hurting anyone. They fled back to the underground, both dying from the wounds. The story is told through the True Lab and the monsters a new home. This storytelling method leaves the player having to fill in the gaps and find clues for whatever isn't told outright. Okay. Misinterpretation. Because Kara only appears face-to-face at the end of the genocide route, and the lack of media literacy from the average Undertale fan, Kara is seen as a being that is only evil and wants the death of all timelines. Kara is a nuanced character, just like the majority of the Undertale cast. They did bad things, and is described as not the greatest person. And tells the player, since when were you the one in control if you chose not to destroy the world with them before doing it themselves? Okay. And then I'm also covering something here. I'm gonna slide over this way. Okay, more this way. Like here. Yes. Okay. This is bad. The demon that comes when people call its name. But this is okay. Asriel, infinite attack, fire, infinite defense, the absolute god of hyper death. Okay. I'm too far over now. Okay. Nope, too far over. Okay, cool. Okay. Misinterpretation. However, I argue that this initial interpretation is the intentionally misleading on Toby's end. Kara is misanthropic and has more violent tendencies than Frisk, or most monsters before they died. But none of this is outright evil and much less deadly. Kara's worst only comes out after the genocide route. The route that strips them of all caring, love, and sense of self after watching everyone they ever knew die, and gaining the levels of violence from it. Okay. Misinterpretation. While this is admittedly only a theory, there's plenty of evidence that shows not only is Kara the game's narrator in all routes, but that the narrator being more violent and pessimistic in the genocide and neutral routes is due to the amount of level gained in the given route. Toby Fox has outright stated that they are present in all routes in some capacity, not just genocide. Why its peak? Like I said, I think Toby Fox intentionally had us first believe Kara is evil at first glance. This overarching theme of the game is that no one is completely good or evil. But then here's a vague, cryptic character that only personally shows up if you kill everyone. What are you supposed to think of it? But after really looking, you find what Kara is. A flawed person, just like every other character, except Papyrus. Of course. They're not a true pacifist, but they are far a relentless killer. Okay. This dynamic teaches the player that not everyone can be interpreted at face value. Oh, right. Cool. That's a cool showing for neutral versus genocide. Okay. Once you do, just like the other characters, you find their personality and learn their story and grow fond of them, even if it's harder to when they aren't easy to interact with face to face. Kara, the pun master. Actually, it's a snow decahedron. I don't think I've seen that line. Conclusion. Kara is very well written, while some aspects are still up to interpretation. To leave them at solely evil is a disservice to not only the character and their story, but to the whole game's message as a whole. The way they're presented is meant to be thought-provoking and nuanced. Is a kid that wanted the best for their family and monster kind. The end plus fan art. Wonderful. Alright, my rating. This one makes sense to me. I think the actual selling on the character is probably the first... I'd give that one a 10, considering everything. Because you did a very good job. It almost felt, in a way, video essay-ish. Like, it was written with enough counter-arguments, points to teach you so much about this character that, I went from not knowing at all who you were telling me about to knowing a more nuanced view on who this person is, and I think you did a very good job selling that part. For the looks, I'm probably going to give it around... I'm going to keep it still open-ended on looks for presentations. I'm probably going to still give it around an 8 or a 9. I'm iffy on which one I'm going to go with. It's kind of like... It's a toss-up either way. But I'm going to stick with an 8 for now. I think you did a very good job, especially with making it still fit with the theming of the game you're going with, because even if you haven't played Undertale before, going off a completely blind read, you can still tell it's the same font used in game, and it uses the little asterisks the same way it does in game. It's very well set up to mimic what you would see in game, which is very well done. It definitely shows understanding of the medium you are portraying. which is why I think that's the rating I'm going to be sitting at. Generally, this fits. This makes sense. And yeah, no, excellent job. I clapped. I don't know if you could hear it, but I certainly did. Okay. Next one up. Okay. A hastily made favorite character presentation. Oh boy. Okay. Pulling up this. Pulling up this. Here, doing that. Dragging this in. Alright, Sonera, what do you have for me? Already, you lose points for a couple of things. Already, off start. You lose points for this who made it section, this buy section. You lose points for that one. I'm just saying. See, I said biases wouldn't come into this, but like, see, that isn't about whatever you're talking about. Yeah, no, it's also, it's also a flashbang. Oh my god, okay. Hastily made favorite character presentation. My favorite character is not one character. Are all the best characters in their respective shows / manga. Is in a fantasy setting / fantasy sci-fi. Is very epic. Also funny. Is not from a fighting game. My chat rejoices. Okay. Did you guess them? That's right. The party from Dungeon Meshi. Now I'm going to rapid fire why I like all of them. Oh, you have... Okay. I got confused when I didn't switch, but I didn't realize you were doing that way. Okay, Laios. Is extremely funny. Is socially awkward. Is literally me, for real, for real. Has a talking sword. Jealous. He is a great friend, even if they don't accept his reasonable requests. Okay. Okay. Marcel. Or Marcel. She is a mage. Meets my standards. She is an elf. Elves over dwarves. She's Italian. A person of pasta. She's Lebanese. Not confirmed, but come on. She does dark arts for fun. Credit to Faith on Twitter for the Marcel art. Wonderful. Chilchuk. Is not a child, but a 30-year-old divorced dad of 2. Despises crabs, meeting my standards again. He was among us one time. Honestly, Chilchuk doesn't have much. Okay. Crab jump scare. Wonderful. Oh my god, it happens again. Oh my god, he goes twice. Does it happen again? Oh no, he only goes twice. Oh my god. Senshi. He has a good voice, both dub and sub. He makes delicious food, standards again. Peak character design. Has trauma. Is also a philosopher. Is a dwarf. Dwarf over elves. He's very hot. Izitsumi. Cat. Car. Kibble. Creature. Feline. If you have not watched Dungeon Meshi, please tune into the website that takes all your money away from your local or move for legal reasons website. If you refuse to watch it, I have cast a spell on you that puts a premium unsponsored streaming website subscription where you can watch it and your bank account won't recover until series final. Okay, you after saying you won't watch Dungeon Meshi. Thank you. Please follow Sonera News on Twitch. Oh my god, even advertising yourself? How could you? I have to make this a different color because I did not expect the full pure white background. Okay. My ratings. Presentation look. Around there. You said it was hastily thrown together, and I think it fit. I think that makes sense for me. Also because the white background is a flashbang and a half. I'm sorry, it's just true. White background hurts. It hurt the whole time. My poor eyes. The actual selling on the character gets the same criticism I gave Nat. This is all about your favorite character, but you didn't fully commit to, you had this character lineup, but you didn't commit to why one of these was the best, why this one is better than the other ones. I gave Nat point reduction for it, so I'm gonna have to do the same for you. It's out of fairness. I'm not gonna do it for Nat and then not do it on this side of things. So I'm going to give probably about like a 7 on selling the characters, because you did a good job for some of them. Others of them, though, I didn't learn anything about the character at all. I just knew that they were a character that exists, you know? I didn't learn who you were showing to me. Like, for example, I know nothing about this character. I don't know who this, I know this is a cat. That's it, that's all I learned. I learned this is a cat and a creature. That's all you gave me. And if you, so I think some were sold to me better than others. And here's my biases breaking through just for one thing. I'm rating this unbiasedly, but this hurts my soul because she's my favorite character and I have to rate it lower because you didn't explain why she's so cool. You didn't explain any of her cool sick-ass backstory. So I can't, in good faith, talk about how much I love this character because, you know, he didn't tell me anything about her. Out of fairness, I will give it around that. The main point reduction you got, that was light mode. I'm gonna be honest with you, light mode is like the main thing that shot this. I think I'm one of the biggest light mode haters on the fucking planet. That's like a guaranteed way to lose points for me. Light mode is the guarantee. It hurts my eyes so bad. I already have thick glasses, okay? It doesn't make it easy. My eyesight's already not too great, and it gets worse every time I look at a light mode background. I only had an hour to make this. I gave you a week, and you didn't even dark mode it. I gave you a week, and you didn't even dark mode it. SMH. How could you? It still fits. I still agree with with my own ratings and stance. But yeah, no, I love Dungeon Meshi, and the main takeaway from a very biased point of view is you should watch this show if you haven't seen it already. It's good, I swear. I like it personally. It's very fun. Anyways, okay. Next one is the unknown for why I love Faust. Hello? Didn't get dragged out. Okay. Can you go here? Okay, cool. Gonna click here. Gonna drag this into here. Alright. Why I love Faust. I already appreciate the formatting on making her name put in a different color than than the rest of the text. It's Faust, a genius with whom you're lucky to cross paths even once in your life. Okay. That's her color, by the way. I see. Reasons. Cute, swishable cheeks, beautiful, very smart, white hair, gorgeous, elegant posture, like she knows she's a genius. She is. Did I mention she's gorgeous? Okay. Oh, slide transitions as well. My other reasons. She's a certified genius. Faust literally built the bus the sinners are riding in. Mephistopheles is her creation. Like, she casually pulls out techno-babble and solutions like it's Tuesday. She's the team's brain. Yeah, she's that smart. cool, calm, and will absolutely roast you without raising her voice. She's soft-spoken, yet subtly arrogant, talks in third person, and somehow still manages to be smug as hell. That blend of intellect and dry wit is irresistible. My other reasons. Faust is officially designated sinner number 2, but that doesn't mean she wasn't the one who kicked everything off. She was the first person who joined Limbus Company before anyone else, and helped recruit the rest, including Iseng. Sinner number 1. Spoilers for Leviathan, and the rest of the sinners. Okay. More reasons. IDs. It's just like me for real. Good at recovering sanity. Play Lineage Faust and the Faust Grips. Okay. Beautiful, gorgeous, pretty, charming, stunning, heavenly, elegant, cute, irresistible, and then it slowly fades off. Okay. Even more reasons. IDs. Okay. Adore Blossom Faust. Regret Faust. Okay. Heishu Pack, Malbranch Adept Faust. Aura, amazing unit, Bunny. Even more reasons, egos, Hexnail, pierce the profundities of the heart. Must hug, will probably get pierced with nails, but worth. Telepole, lightning, fully charged. Must pat, will probably get electrocuted, but worth. Also, ow. Everlasting. How does it appear? My form in your eyes. Perhaps within the clockwork of time, the answer lies. Must marry. Come on, she's wearing a wedding dress. Thanks for your time. Okay, wonderful. Then it mentioned she's squishable. Wonderful. Wonderful. I think this is the one that, if any of these were to get like a 10 on just style alone, I think this one gets a 10 on just style, on just the presentation style alone. Because you did a very good job with how, well put together you did with the, with just, like, the tiny things about this. Like, for example, the transition from slide 1 to slide 2 being like that was, like, the fade in and the fact that it blurs the background but stays the same was very nice. I appreciated this, like, very clean look to it all. Like, you did a good job with it. I appreciated the effort you put into just, like, prettyifying even the tiniest of details. Especially even, like, her name, every time it's mentioned, is in her color. And the fact that the fact that you kept, like, I even like the fact that you just kept this at the top corner throughout all of these slides here, where, yeah, like, for all these slides, it kind of kept it all very tied together. For the actual selling on the character, I'd say probably around either, I think I'm sticking at around an 8 or a 9 as well. I'm having a hard time deciding, because you did use slides well to explain who this character is, like these ones here, and then I think these two were, I think 8 is a good one. I could have used more explanation, but that's my only, like, real. I'm trying to make sure I'm picking as many things out as I can to make and an 8. Yippee, yep, I think 8 is around where I'm gonna sit with this, because I think you did a good job explaining the character. The only fall off is that it fell out of explaining who the character was for these last couple of ones. Like, these didn't really explain the character too much, just showed off how she looks. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just, it didn't give me anything on who she is, you know? It's the only reason I'm sitting at an 8 instead of anything higher. But very nice presentation, though. I think you did a fantastic job with just even the tiniest of, like, detail changes. Especially the having the, like, the fade-ins, fade-out, slide transitions was also quite nice. I think we're at the final one now. Oh boy, this one's a video. Okay. Alright, now we have Nuzz's, video on Wild Hunt Heathcliff. It is 8 minutes long. Okay. I will... BGM. So if it has audio, I'll turn on audio then. Okay. I'm just gonna listen to it. Okay. Is it? I haven't muted. Okay. Oh, it's still live. Okay.
막아서는 것들도 이 행렬에 녹여낸다. 너의 끝에 닿을 때까지 우리와 함께 사라져라.
Wild Hunt Heathcliff is a syncing identity released on August 22nd,
I'll raise the
2024.
volume a little bit.
It was the major ID for Kanto 6 and marked a shift in the way every new ID after him would be designed. He was the first identity whose kit reveal would consist of 2 whole pages, the second entirely dedicated to his 4 unique status effects. Of course, he's also the biggest reason I picked up Limbus Company in the first place. There is no shortage of things for me to love about him. But first, I'd like to make something clear. There are no spoilers here. Nothing exclusive to Kanto 6, at least. I actually don't intend on covering the lore at all, but if I do, I will probably at most mention his up-tie story in passing. Regardless, don't worry, this video should be spoiler-free. Anyway, Wild Hunt is a modern-day syncing ID. His skills all inflict syncing and gain power in some capacity when a target has enough syncing, either Clash Power or Final Power or Coin Power or something like that. Most identities nowadays have something like that when it comes to status effects. His rolls without syncing are, as you would expect, average. For a 3-star anyway. 11, 14, and 18 for his skill 1, 2, and 3 respectively. His skill 2 is a little unimpressive, since most 3-stars roll 16 on their skill 2s. But again, this is without conditionals. Up type 4, these numbers turn into 15, 20,
Goddamn.
and 26 with all conditionals. And it's not just syncing. Coffin probably does the most for his Clash Power. He gains 1 Coffin per kill, but also by
Record
using his skill
and
3
edit, right?
Requiem or his enhanced skill 3 Lament, Mourn, and Despair. If either version of his skill 3 kills, he gains even more Coffin, depending on which version he uses. For kickstarting his Coffin gain, he has Dullahan, which is gained from his aptly named Clashable Counter Defense skill, O'Dullahan. Whenever he uses his defense skill, whether or not it even clashes with anything to begin with, he will mount Dullahan at the start of the next turn. This even overwrites Stagger, which means this can be used as an anti-stagger mechanic if you're expecting him to get staggered at some point in the encounter. Do note that this doesn't work when dismounting Dullahan, which means if he gets staggered when using his defense skill while he's already on Dullahan, he will just get staggered and also dismount Dullahan, which you don't want. The main reason we want to get on Dullahan in the first place is because 1, his skill 2 gains extra attack weight whenever he's on Dullahan, and 2, killing an enemy with his enhanced skill 3 Lament, Mourn, and Despair will net him a grand total of 6 Coffin out of 10. The max Coffin is 10, by the way, I didn't mention that. He's also not exactly starved with opportunities to use his enhanced skill 3 either, depending on how much SP he has, because if it is above 15 when he's clashing with his defense skill, he will just use Lament, Mourn, and Despair instead. What Coffin does is buff Wild Hunt in a couple of ways. What Coffin does is buff Wild Hunt in a couple of ways.
Yeah, we know
2
why.
damage up for every 3
I knew it
Coffin,
was in
which
this
means
game. I
60%
knew
more
it.
damage at max, and in raising his minimum
I could
speed
feel
by
it
1
with
for
my,
every
my
4,
sensors
at a
just
maximum of
knew.
2. For every 5 Coffin, he gains 2 Clash Power Up, which, on top of his syncing conditionals, makes him really good at clashes. Even beyond that, though, his skill 2 Memorial Procession gains even more attack weight for every 2 Coffin, at a maximum of 2. For anyone not aware, the default amount of attack weight a skill can have is 1. So, on top of his max Coffin and Dullahan, his skill 2 will have an attack weight of 4 at max conditionals. This means he can target 4 enemies at once with one skill. As far as I can tell for non-focused encounters, this is really what you want him for. Throw him on dual hand, make sure his skill 3 kills, and then just wipe the rest of the board with his skill 2. But even if it's a focused encounter where there aren't a lot of enemies for him to gain coffin from, his enhanced skill 3 fortunately has another conditional that lets him scale the damage off of how much dual hand he has. Yeah, how much dual hand. Whenever he's on dual hand, he'll gain another stack of dual hand by the end of each turn at a maximum of 3, and the more dual hand he has, the more SP he loses at the end of the turn. Which doesn't sound great at first, but this is actually pretty convenient for using his enhanced skill 3, which is actually a negative coin skill. Which is great if you want to do a lot of damage for it, but if you're just trying to win a clash, it doesn't matter. It rolls a 31. As long as you're not using it at 45 SP, it rolls a 31 with negative 13 coin power. So even if you lose a coin, the absolute lowest you're going to roll is an 18. That's already enough to win almost any clash in the game. But again, what we're using it for is coffins. You're not gonna get very many coffins if it doesn't kill. I'm recording this 15 minutes before the deadline. I don't even know if this will render in time. Since none of the footage I gathered ahead of time was a particularly outstanding showing of Wildgun's strengths, I figured I'd throw a quick duo excavation.
Luckily, you got it in just... you did all of
He
this
actually really wanted
15
to
minutes
serve as the
before.
strongest sponge in history just to make sure Heathcliff doesn't die here. He does almost get
Oh my
staggered on
God.
turn 2, which would have been bad since he'd already mounted Dohan by then. But since the enemy fails to get him past his stagger threshold, the rest of the encounter is a complete joke.
And this is one, yeah,
He
I don't
reaches
think
back his
it's
coffin
a
before the
question
second
at this
and
point.
absolutely wipes the floor with it thereafter. with
Perfect
his
score.
absolutely yoked skill too.
Oh my god.
진짜 밝긴다. 속에서. 속에서.
깨달았나?
Yeah, no, I've been keeping quiet because I've just been letting Nuz do all the speaking. It's it's been very well presented so far.
목을 내놓고 있다.
Oh my god, it's been really good.
우리와 함께 사라져라.
All this and I'm down in like a few hours, I presume. All this and down in like a few hours, I presume, is legendary. Yeah, no, it's. I'll give a rating once it's completed, but like, oh my god, it's very well put together.
비명을 질러라. 직접 놓아주마. 속에서 아무차 잠들어.
Okay.
주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
The voice actor, also, I'm just commenting on the fact that the voice actor is doing a very good job with getting across the fucking vibe of this character as well. Doing wonderfully on that aspect as well. Which isn't related to the presentation, but I still wanted to call that out.
직접 알게 한다.
직접 놓아주마.
That's the end of it. Alright. I'm going to change the color of this because it's too dark to read. So I'm going to make it there. Okay. I think this is the fairest rating I could give it. For presentation looks, the amount of effort you put into even just editing it, it's not even just a well-constructed video. Like, the fact that it's recorded is not even... That's points in itself, but the fact that you went through the effort of editing it and, like, making a whole-ass video to really, like, push your points home was phenomenal. You did a very good job. For selling me on the character, you actually did, like, you were worried about that earlier, but you did a very good job with that part of things. Because, like, goddamn, you were able to sell me on just how the character works as well. Like, I went from knowing nothing about this character to quite a bit. I learned a lot in that 8 minutes about just how this character is put together. Even if it's not from, like, a lore aspect. It was still from a really fucking tight explanation of how this character's kit works. Like, that was just really fucking well done. I don't think I could budget from this rating if I tried. You sold Aurora on Heathcliff. That's really saying something. Okay, you sold me on this version of Heathcliff, not on him in general, okay? That's its own thing. Why you sold me on Wild Hunt Heathcliff, non-Heathcliff? There's a difference. But in the way you explained his kit, you ended up explaining how you liked him anyway. You know? Like, through the very thought-out breakdown of how his kit works, you explained him very well. No one knows as much about a character without loving them dearly. Exactly. It definitely came off as, like... It came off, like, with so much understanding and passion being put into it. Eventually, the assignment, it would have went into how he puts you in a coffin and hits you so fucking hard it breaks. The only gacha characters that deep below the kits about are the ones I'm madly in love with. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't think I could rate this any differently. I think you did phenomenally. I think that was, like, the perfect capstone for this stream. Because there's no more presentations at this point. We got to the very end. I think you did really well. So I will switch screens after all of that. I'm so tiny now because I had to shrink down for a minute. Then we take those, I guess. Yeah, no, you did very good. Like, I think everybody knew from frame one, from especially with the fact of all the editing you put into it, how well you did on just selling the character in general. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. I've been thinking about it, and I realized I want to start doing more of these presentation streams, because these are always fun. So, here's my thing I'm going to do at the end of each of these presentation streams. Here's my own little spiel before I get into all my other stuff I want to talk about. At the end of each presentation stream, or I'm probably going to be doing these bi-weekly, and to give you quite a fair bit amount of time each week to work on any presentations, I will probably be announcing these at the end of this. I will announce the next one right now, what it's going to be. I'm going to probably think of any random idea I can think of, and then immediately make it that. They're a completely impromptu idea. I didn't have anything written down beforehand, so we're going to be going for whatever random idea pops in my brain in the next 5 seconds. But we are going to... I'm going to shrink a little bit. Can I grab that? Okay. Yes, okay. So, I'm going to explain the next presentation, and I'm going to do this at the end of each presentation, at the end of each week, so that you are prepared and know that there's another presentation happening, not next week, but the week after. I'll explain the idea here, and then make a post about it in the Discord immediately afterward, so that even if you missed this end portion of stream, you'll at least know what the next one is. And I am going to pull up just something random and see what ideas come to my mind, while I sit here and talk. You know what? Okay, here's an interesting idea that has appeared to me. I've done a lot of things about animals or living things, or even like things in fiction that or fictional characters and all those other things. So one thing I am curious about, my new prompt for not next week, but the week afterward, will probably be if you had to have an ideal place to live. And I'm more talking about, like, just how it physically, why you physically like where that place is and why. I will be looking at this again, completely non-objectively, only based off of what you tell me. For example, if you say, oh, I really want to live somewhere cold, you have to explain specifically where. Like, your ideal living situation. Like, oh, I would like a house in the cold hills of, like, where it's like high up in cold, snowy hills. I'd love a house up there. And then tell me why. That's what we're gonna be doing for not next week, but the week after. So keep that in mind as we transition into probably towards the end. So the scores: Coffee Cup 17 out of 20, Nat 16 out of 20, Gregory 15 out of 20, Dragonfruit 18 out of 20, Sonera Fragor, a no 18 out of 20, Nuz 20 out of 20. Sorry, I was grabbing dinner. What? We are going to be doing a next week. The prompt is going to be your ideal living situation. I'm more talking about where, like, climate and location. That's more specifically what I am asking about. Your ideal living climate and location. Like, if you could live anywhere in the whole world, where would it be? And you have to sell me on it. Because I need to know why you like it that way. Because you can't just say, oh, I like sunny beaches and not explain why. Because then I don't know why you want to live there. I didn't get anything. Gotcha. Time to become a landlord. Exactly. At this stream, you're gonna sell me a property, basically. A non-existent property in some random part of the world. Alright. I'm going to make an ad about it in the Discord right now. And then after that, I think I'm going to start wrapping up. Score is determined on how much you would pay for it. I think I'm gonna determine score on how well you sold me that area, and yeah, I could do how much I'd pay for it as well. Like how much yeah, I'll do probably similar scorings as well. I'll tack that on at the bottom because that'll be really funny to do as well. For what date would this be? It would be the 6th. Okay. For the 6th of July. 6th of July. Presentation stream for that day will be sell me on what living climate and location. I can't spell. Okay. Okay, there you go. What living climate and location. What's it? We're wrapping up now. Yep, we're wrapping up now. I'm just getting through the posting of what next week, not next week's, what next week's presentation is going to be on July 6th. Okay. Sell me on what living climate and location are the absolute best. I will judge on presentation quality and how well you sold me that living situation and location. See excited to see what you all come up with. Okay. Well, I think that's good to go, and next week, man, I missed everything. Yeah, we just got through the final presentation a little bit ago. You're probably gonna have to rewatch the whole thing. These streams always end up being shorter than usual, because they're always, you know, they're as long as the presentations last for, usually. But thank you all for stopping by, and thank you all for submitting. I really liked going through and looking at all of these. You all did wonderfully. The only person I will say didn't do wonderfully, so now take it out of light mode next time. Okay, bye. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.